Hello and welcome to this SwiftUI video. In this video we're going to be talking all about the NavigationStack, NavigationLink and also the using the destinations part of it. So I'm not one big fan for explanation, I much prefer demonstration, so let's just jump straight into it. So let's create a new project and we'll create an iOS application and we'll just do app and we'll do nav stack demo here. And creates nice and easy. Let's just do a quick build and let's make this full screen. Go to iOS 15. Happy days, and the URL string that we're going to be using later is then for posts. All right, we're going to be using the JSON placeholder just for the content that we're going to just pull down from the server, and then we can then navigate into the posts as well, and also navigate possibly, if we don't have to spend too much time on it, going into the user as well. All right, so with that said, let's just jump straight in. What we're talking about here is a navigation stack. Now, if you've done UI kits or you've been using SwiftUI for a little while, which I don't know why you're watching this video, if you have, then the navigation stack is the upgrade to the NavigationView. And if you did UI kit, then you had navigation controller and so on and so on and so on. So demonstration is always the best way rather than explanation. We are going to use a list with inside of that, and inside of this we're then going to have an item which we are going to display with then we're going to display then the text. But to be able to navigate to the next page, we use the NavigationLink, and this tells SwiftUI, hey, this is a link and I want you to navigate inside of this navigation stack. And we want to have some items first of all, right? So we're going to say state var items, and these are going to be posts, and we're going to make it empty in the beginning. So let's just quickly create this post, and it needs to be codable, identifiable and hashable at the same time. And we just run through this very quickly. Post has a string as a title and has a body with a string and has a user ID as an int as well, and that's that done. So now we've got our items. We can come inside of the list, and because we've used identifiable, we don't have to define the ID that we're going to use. However, you could, all right, but because we already have the ID, this already knows the ID there, and so on. So now we have the actual item itself. And the navigation link, if you look at the different ones we can have here, we've got its value and label, and this is the important one to note. You've got its destination, but you can see it's deprecated, and otherwise its destination is label here, title and so on, but this value is the best one to use. So here we can just say the item, and this is then the view that is going to be used for the label, and we're just going to say text, and item is then going to be title. All right, so the navigation stack now needs to have to know a place to be able to show this. But before we do that, let's just grab and get these items from the server. Okay, so let's just run a task in the background, and next we're going to use then URL session shared data task publish for URL, and come to URL, and we'll just say string, and then we'll say URL string, and from here we're going to say then map, and then do data, and here we're going to say decode, and we want post and self, and it's going to be a JSON decoder, not encoder. And then we are going to say receive on. We want to receive it on the main thread. So we come to receive on, because this is not a big task. We're going to do it on the run loop and main. And then we're going to say sync. And we don't care about the first one, so we're just going to ignore it. We just care about posts. And here we say items equal to posts. And now we need to import combine, because we've got to save this. We've got to save this to some cancellables here, and we're just going to say var, and then we're going to call it cancellables, because I just like saying it like this. And this is then a set of any cancelable cancelable, and go from there. And we'll just say, store in and cancelable from there. And we're just going to do a bit the old exclamation mark on that there as well. And we should be happy days. And now you can see on the right hand side, we've got all of our posts. And when we tap on it, we don't go anywhere, all right? Because we've told the navigation link, hey, this is the value that we're going to go to, but we haven't actually declared any destination for it. And to do that, we need to be within inside of this navigation stack. So predominantly you can do it at the highest level, but as long as it's inside of these braces here. And we can just say at the end, destination, and this is the one you want, destination for destination, all right? And this first one is a hashable type. Remember, we said that the post is going to be hashable, and this destination is going to give us a hashable, and then we've got to return a view. Okay, so we're going to say this is registered for the type, the hashable type of post, and then we're going to have a post here, all right? And when we do that, we are going to say post title, all right? And when we click on these now, boom, you see we get the page, okay? And if we now set the post title, we can set the navigation title up here, super easy, all right? And if we just change this now to say like a VStack, and then say spacer here, when we come here, you'll see it pushes it to the top, and we can come to here as well and say post body. And once again, we have the post body. So let's say padding and say 10, and do it again. Not liking that. Why are you not liking that? And there we go. Okay, so we can now make the title and font family title, and we'll say font family. Fonts family, and just say caption here instead. And that's looking terrible. And we'll just leave it as it is instead. There we go. And we'll add some padding on the VStack instead. Looks a little bit better, but still pretty terrible. But we're not here for the view of it, all right? Okay, so next what we can do is just add quickly the user ID, right? But what we'll do before that is we will create a user DTO, all right? And this is going to be identifiable and also hashable. And we are going to have an ID of int, all right? And this is the thing that we're going to use for the navigation, all right? So when it comes down to the user ID, we're going to say NavigationLink for, and we'll create a user DTO, and this is going to be then the user ID on here, and then we'll just say text is then a user, and then say post user ID, and we should run this. And why? Let's just build this to see what's going on. Incorrect arguments. Oh yeah, my mistake. Let's just rerun it again. And now we should have a user one. When we tap on it, nothing happens right now because we need to come back and redefine a navigation destination for the user DTO type. And here we get a user DTO. And from here, we can now display a user and then user DTO ID. All right, so when we come here, we can now tap on this and you come to the user DTO and we can give it a navigation title is say like user instead. So when it decides to work, let's refresh this and there we go. All right, so and then we have the user. So this is how we can get around navigating, all right? And the most important thing to know, I want you to remember, is that all this navigation destination sits at the level that you want to has to sit, what it can, as long as it sits beneath this navigation stack with inside of these curly braces, it doesn't really matter. Okay, but if you you always want to present the view with inside of the view, right? Because is that as long as you've registered a navigation destination with that navigation stack, it doesn't matter how deep inside of the view it goes. There could have been a whole bunch of views popped on top here. So you could have had another view on top of here, opened up another view on top of the stack, and then it goes back and back again, all right? As long as all of these navigation destinations are registered within inside of this one stack, they'll all be relative to this one stack. Now, however, if you have, say, like a tab view with two navigation stacks, one on each one, the navigation destinations need to be registered, like I said, with inside of this navigation stack, are only relevant to, relative to this navigation stack, and so it won't be relative to the other one. So you could register a different view for the same destination in another navigation stack. They will not conflict with each other, but also, on saying that, they won't work with each other as well. So just because you have done navigation destination with inside of a navigation stack, that doesn't mean to say it's registered with the other ones either. Okay, there are a whole bunch more things that you can do to navigation stacks and so on, but I don't want to deal with it in this one video. This video is just all about doing the navigation destination for the type and so on. But have a play around with it yourself, because it's a pretty cool feature of SwiftUI, and it takes away the complexity of what was there in UI kit for sure, and the navigation view from previous versions was just not very good, basically. With that said, thanks very much for watching. I hope you got something out of this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and do all of the other social media stuff out there that you can do. I made this video because I made the previous videos quickly going over how to access files on removable volumes, and also started making a video about DJI drone footage backup using a macOS app. And there I used the navigation stack, and I used navigation destination and so on. So I just thought I'd quickly run over that one video now, so at least it might be very, very close to this one video if you didn't know about it anyway. And if you do want to watch it, then just go back to the playlist and you'll see that the video is 105, 106 that you possibly might want to watch. With that said, if you've got any questions, feedback, concerns, or any improvements that you think that I could do, or any ideas for future videos, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you just want to start a conversation, please feel free to do it. Other than that, I thank you very much for watching. My name is David Thorne, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao, and goodbye.